Hey everybody, Dr. David Gulledge here.
Dr. Kyle Gulledge, Gulledge Family Wellness.
Talk to you about stress today. Okay, stress can come in many forms: physical, mental, and emotional. Basically, comes in through the nervous system. That's how we process all of our emotions. That's how we react to our environment. Is through the nervous system.
Well, let's kind of explain that, or let's kind of expand on that. So, stress. Let's say you're at work, right? And you've got a deadline coming up, and your boss is kind of yelling down your throat, and your coworkers are, kind of getting on your nerves and that kind of thing. Well, all that information is taken in through the nervous system, and sometimes we think of stress as that information, kind of information overload, too much stimulus coming in our body at one time. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that, definitely. And that nervous system that takes in all that information and processes it, that leads to chemical responses within the body. Okay, so there's an interplay between our emotions and then the chemistry of our body. Okay, taking place within the nervous system. And if there's any interference within that system, that communication doesn't work right. That's why we see patients all the time that under chiropractic care, handle their stress much better. They say stress is basically bouncing off them, whereas before it would lead to anxiety, panic attacks, breakdowns, or a shorter fuse at home with their kids. So with an optimally functioning nervous system, you can handle stress better.
Makes sense. So you're like a chemical response, you're talking about something like adrenaline, right? Or like epinephrine. So when we perceive stress through our nervous system, that chemical response goes up, right? Correct. So the stress handling chemicals go up. And if that process doesn't work as efficiently, well, then your body has to put out a stronger chemical response. Right. Is that safe
Correct.
to say?
Yes, or it can have a harder time down-regulating that response. Okay? So it can turn on, but has difficult time turning it off. Okay? So you mentioned epinephrine, adrenaline, cortisol as well.
Okay,
Yep.
see, I've heard that on television. People oftentimes cortisol. Well, that's the hormone that makes me fat.
Right.
Is that right?
Well, it can lead to that. It can lead to a whole host of other things. It can suppress the immune system, definitely. Make people, again, have that shorter fuse that we talked about. Yeah, so it can affect the emotions as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So basically what we're talking about is an altered chemical response.
Exactly.
Right? Due to stress that we all have. That makes sense. So a regulated nervous system allows us to regulate those chemical processes responding to stress more efficiently.
Right, which leads to a more balanced then emotional state.
So as a chiropractor, I can't make rush hour traffic go away. I wish that I could.
Yeah, we can't teach stress avoidance.
No, we can't.
No.
But what can we teach?
Stress management.
Stress management.
That is correct.
There it is. So if you can regulate and respond more appropriately, if you can turn on and turn off more appropriately, then that means you can handle your stress more efficiently. Is that right?
That's correct.
Excellent.